Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This will be taken very short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
He's checking. 64, weak. Let's go.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And right away they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
Watch two.
Operating from the gun. Franks. He's going to launch this thing. That's caught inside the 20. And at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose. The Broncos say they have it. They do.
It's not often that we see big plays end in disaster, and we just absolutely saw it right there. They had something really big cooking on that one.
Can you, when you're down near the goal line like that on a big play, do you get maybe a little too careless, a little too desperate for the goal line?
I think the last part is exactly right. You get desperate for the goal line, and sometimes you get the ball out of away from your body, or you're trying to extend to get there, or maybe you're just trying so hard that the ball will come out of your hands. In any event, that's a big opportunity lost.
What? 15 Lonnie. 15 Lonnie.
Here we go.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Squeeze.
Check 24.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down.
Watch the slip.
Tight dog.
Check 50.
X3. 218. Chopper. Hey. High 7.
That's going to set them back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Let's set a tone. Check three.
General West. 5. Snap.
Shotgun now for Manning. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Hey, we got four down. Shift. Check. Blue dark workers. Hot. Check. By 7, let's go. Ready, go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Franks. Throw right side, going to be complete to Moss. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
We got four.
Seam 6.
From the gun, Franks, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Jacobs now. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Off the play fake. Franks. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone. Touchdown. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. 2nd and 13. The football comes out. Jacobs lost it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line. So here's a first and 10 at the 38. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Set, 90, Wolf. Strong right. Let's go.
To throw on second down. Franks. That'll be caught over the middle by Moss. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Brings up third and 4.
From the gun on third down. Franks. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on fourth down. They'll try and throw for it here. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So, Charles, why in the world do you take that risk there?
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the surface, but I've been around enough of these coaches and enough of these meetings along the way. Sometimes they're so confident in a play call that they don't care about the situation. They think that that play, at that time, they're going to run it and pick up whatever they need. So maybe that's what influenced him there. I'm guessing because I have no other explanation.
Yeah, that's tough. Own side of the field, that chunk of yardage to pick up. Head scratcher. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. And again this time to the tailback. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. On second down now, it's Robinson. Sharp move, but can't find much space. Dropped just inside the 20. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
It's a gain of 2 yards, and it's third down.
Set. 60 Pittsburgh.
I got you.
Check, 93 is the mic, 93 is the mic.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go.
Hey. Speed trip.
Throwing is Manning on third down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, then no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
This will be taken very short. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go! At their own 17-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Complete to number 85. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 8.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. On third down, Franks looking middle, and that's complete. The drive stays alive. A third down gain of 8. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Begin. Check.
Back. Look at me. Zipper. Fight.
They'll run it now out of the gun. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
Look at me. Go.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Hey, Sam off.
7-yard line.
Watch the ship.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up third down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Ready.
Check. Check the backer.
Shoot.
On third down, it's Robinson. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get into field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
To throw again, Franks. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Charlie.
To throw on third down, Franks. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
You're not ready.
Throwing on first down is Manning. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Check 99.
Leo, snap.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First down, Broncos.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
At the 38
Ready?
yard line.
18, Gator.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Hey!
He's mine. He's mine. He's mine. Check. That's
Go.
Manning now to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Carter. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week, and this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back, and they did a great job in the first half. But now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
This is taken at the 15. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now our ball. I mean, I don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
From the gun on 3rd down. Franks, he wants it all for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run it with Jacobs. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Switch, out.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. A try here for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7.
Makes the score Broncos 17, Raiders 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Check, ready, go.
On 1st and 10, Franks nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Looking to throw. Franks. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
That's what I'm talking about.
Brings up third down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back now in the East Bay. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the fourth. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Operating from the gun, Franks. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Here we go. Watch left. Tight end to the left,
Now a handoff here to his running back. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Yep. Check. 93's the mic. 93's the mic. Check. Ready?
On third down, Manning. Throw left side complete. It's Cannon. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play.
Let's go, defense.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
They'll run it now with Robinson. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. Again, it's Robinson. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the first down marker. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
Yeah.
Manning indeed going for it on 4th. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Franks nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he is going to lose yardage here. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They come up on... And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And he's going to let it go deep. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And goodness, that means this next drive is going to begin first and goal already at the 5-yard line. Offense back out now for first and goal after the successful fake. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be second and goal.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. It's their quarterback. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos push further out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken about the 12. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
61. Matchbox, right.
Here's second and 8. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Moss. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. On first down, Franks over the middle complete. It's Moss. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Here's Jacobs on first and 10. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Broncos, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll get an extra week to think about it as the midseason bye might be coming at just the right time. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.